We live. Thought we was live. We live. Y'all out there. We live out there, y'all.
No, it ain't come through.
Yeah, we live. I just got it. We live. We live. We live. We live. What's up, everybody? How everybody doing out there? We on to week 7. Season's almost over. Coming to an end, everybody. Coming to an end. Coming to an end. What up? Let's get right into the proceedings this evening. Good topics tonight. Have an insightful, educated discussion. Save. Big games coming up this week too, y'all out there. And youth football. And they're going down at the big house, which we always like. We got the top 10 plays of the week coming. And week 7 rankings is coming up. Give me 1 second. Keep sharing, Tito. Let me get situated.
Yo, do the countdown thing and all of that.
All right, let's get situated. All right, cool.
Yeah,
hey, y'all know what we doing. Give us a second.
I met a boy today.
That's me.
So fine.
If you know, tap in, share the post. It's your boy PH, aka the Press, aka Mr. Above 140.
Come to my town and get with me. She love I'm around.
It's not about the amount of talent you have. It's 100% about the work ethic. Ask your coach or anybody that's been doing this.
I met a boy today. So fine.
Why is it? And they gonna say, oh, we can't, it's illegal. Cut this, cut it out. All you coaches out there, cut it out. Because that's BS.
It's your boy PH, the Prize, Mr. Above 140. And I'm here with my co-host.
It's your boy, Coach Career, the General, 860 Army.
Chino, how you doing, brother?
End of the season grind, brother. End of the season grind. What up, Paver? What's going on, baby?
End of the season grind. We have week 7.
Yeah.
Season went fast. It's been fun.
No, it's been a fun season.
But boy, it went fast. M, what up, M?
What up, Emmis? E the Guru. What's going on with O'Brien Tech, Emmis? What's your record? You know Emmis, the head coach at O'Brien Tech, right?
High school?
E status, yeah. My man, E.
At work?
I think it's called
M.
O'Brien. Yeah, over there in Sony.
You running that double wing out there, M?
Nah, he told me he was running flex ball, triple option, the Navy, Army, Air Force offense. That's what he did.
M, send me film. I want to see that. Gil, what up, Gil? What week are y'all in, Gil, out in Fairfield County? Y'all start later? M said they 1-2, but they've been in every game.
All right.
Oh, you guys in week 6, so
they're a week behind. No, they probably just finished 6 like us. They going into 7.
So they're going into 7. Jordan, what up?
What up, Jordan?
What's going on with Jordan? With Jordan now? He AYF now, right?
He with Lynn. Lynn Rams.
West, right?
Yeah, Westland.
Jordan, you doing 8U?
They undefeated. They undefeated.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Oh, it's week 8 for them.
Yeah, they started a week earlier than everybody else.
Gil said this is week 6. So they started a week later than us. We started Labor Day weekend. They started after Labor Day, I think. Anyway, Tito, let's get started. We back, Tito. Back to having a discussion about violence in youth football. Back to talking about what, as a community, we can do to try and minimize. You know what? I guess the truth of the matter is it should be our goal to completely negate these type of things, but shooting at a youth football game is crazy to me.
Which one we talking about first? The Colorado one?
All right, so how about I share? I'm going to share
the article. Share the article so people could read, so everybody's on the same page of what we're talking about.
So we had, let's talk about this one. Let me share this one. So first, Tito, let's start off light. We had moms fighting at a youth football game out in Rhode Island. 8U game. 2 moms fought at a youth football game on Sunday morning in North Providence High School. I don't know the teams, but a short time later, a female later identified as Kayla was speaking to the league president, identified. They located the 2 parties halfway through their conversation, and obviously she advised that she was assaulted by 8 people. 8 people regarding the playing time for her nephew, and that her nephew fractured his arm at practice. Like, let's think about this real quick. We got people fighting for playtime. And if I'm not mistaken, Tito, here in Connecticut, we had a coach get slapped for similar situations. Parents out there, let me ask y'all something. Y'all really get that mad if your kid only get 8 plays? Seriously. If your kid only get 8 plays, does it really bother you that much? Can I tell you a story, Tito? I was talking to...
I'm just reading. I'm trying to read the details. Did you read the bottom of it, though? It said there was no evidence. There was not enough evidence to make any arrests.
Well, I mean, yeah. Ain't nobody told who beat her up. I mean, that's clear. But so Tito, let me tell you, I was at an event, right? No. I was home after the Georgia-Alabama game, and I got a text message, Tito, and I had got a text message from a father, and we were talking about his son who plays Division I football, and the fact that his son didn't even get in the game. It was a big-time game. The fact that his son didn't even get in. And the father did not complain. You know what he said about his own child? He needed a little bit of humbling. He needed this humbling experience. I wonder if you football parents, if I could take a stud and humble him without the parents jumping down my throat and giving them a lack of time. I'm gonna just let that sit, Tito, as we continue.
Bro, there was a time where it was all okay. I mean, dude, Even if me and my brother didn't like a sport when we was younger, if we started it, we had to finish it, whether we played or not. Like that way of thinking has left this generation of parents and kids. Like just because there's adversity, you don't pick up your ball and run. You got to sit there and get after it.
But Tito, they got to get the NIL deal of 1.1 mil.
Yeah, but that's not for everybody. That's the 1%. That's the 1%. That's the 1%. I keep
don't get into it, because then they're gonna claim, after every podcast, it's clearly me and you is talking about a specific family. These inboxes we get, right? Oh, you guys are talking about us. We really don't be talking about anybody. And
I mean, that's too far. Fighting over mandatory plays, like you should, before it gets to that point, you should pull your kid off the team if you feel that way. I mean, that's one solution to that problem. It should never get to that point. Especially if you've been on the team, week 6, week 7, what your child's role is on that team. It should never get there.
So now let's talk about this, Tito. Let me play this. No,
I'm Leanna, and I lost 60 pounds in just 6 months.
Leanna is getting free publicity.
I have been considered overweight my entire life. I saw results through this program immediately, and that was a whole change for me. This program has helped me to feel so great about myself, physically more capable, and we are. All
right, let's play it. Let's watch this, Tito. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Our coverage of this 11 breaking news alert. What started as a typical youth football game Saturday afternoon ended abruptly after shots rang out. One man was killed, and the person responsible still on the run tonight.
Now, police say this started as an argument, but it escalated when one person pulled out a gun and shot a 29-year-old man to death. That victim has not yet been identified. Now, it all happened in the parking lot outside of the football field at Atlas Middle School on the southeast side of Colorado Springs. Police had South Murray Boulevard blocked off for the better part of the afternoon as they investigated and looked for that suspect.
11 News was first to alert you about this, and our crews spent hours this afternoon on that scene. 11 News reporter Jared Deed is joining us now in studio. And Jared, you were on scene. Police tell you that they still have not made any arrests tonight.
Grace, police tell me they are still working through the details and are trying to nail down a suspect, but say the suspect is still out there. I spoke with people who say they watched everything happen and they are traumatized by what took place this afternoon.
So I was actually playing a football game, and
this is sad.
There, I heard 4 gunshots.
A nightmare scenario played out earlier Saturday afternoon as dozens of people gathered at the football field at Atlas Middle School. The game was interrupted by gunfire and one man was killed.
He was about to aim, and then everyone, all the kids, just turned around.
Police say 2 people were fighting in the parking lot when one man pulled out a gun and shot the other, a 29-year-old man. He died on the scene.
The shooter looked at the kids and told the kids, what did he tell you?
He said, stay right there.
Stay where you are. He pulled his gun. He went up to the guy and shot him 5 times.
Police on the scene tell me this did not appear to be a random shooting, and the 2 in the argument were the
I think we get an idea.
That's wild. And Colorado Springs is not that ain't like Denver or no big inner city. No. That's just.
All right, let's talk.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Everybody out there, we're gonna get deep. The truth of the matter is
that's craziness.
Youth football has become a place. Okay, youth football has become a place where people with the lowest morale, let me rephrase that, where people with low morals and low character can embed themselves and call themselves a community guy and use it as a form to revamp their perception of themselves. And so it has drawn in a bunch of people that should still be in the streets doing what they need to do and not be around children or families or any type of safe environment. But youth football has provided a cover for these people because it's volunteer, We all lack resources and volunteers and help. And so it has become a place where those low character, like you say a lot,
low vibration. I got a new one. Low vibration.
And they're able to get in to the youth football world. And I see Jose saying background checks. You don't want to X people out because they had sold drugs before and they passed, and now they have changed and they changed their life. They haven't gotten a pardon yet, and they should be X'd out of giving back to the same community that they harmed, right? So it's not always, if you got anything on your background, you can't coach. That's senseless. There's jobs out there that hiring people with background. So in youth football, you're going to have a level of youth football should be a way for people to now give back to the community that they once did harm in. Any volunteer program should be that. It should be rebuilding those people. The problem is the people that's still not ready to do that and fronting like they are, youth football has become a way for you to slide in under the umbrella, right? And you still have that mentality that everybody better know I don't play, I'm tough. And the truth of the matter is, you should become a youth football coach if you've been in the streets or did your dirt in life. Once you have humbled yourself enough to understand that it's okay if people don't no longer think you tough. If you're okay with people no longer thinking you're the big bad bully, then you should probably then give back and try to change your community. But if you still have the mentality that when I show up, everybody need to be scared of me, you don't need to be around nothing public and damn sure not around no children. Because at the end of the day, you have a syndrome in which you are bigger than what you're involved in. And so your ego, your emotion, your perception will never be questioned. And if it is, no matter who around, even these kids, I'm ready to crash out. You shouldn't be around youth football. Too many people that still have that mentality is involved in youth football. Everybody still got to have the tough persona in youth football. I'm not talking about pump-up speeches or none of that. I'm talking about the mindset of people involved. That's a problem because it will eventually, if you're involved in this space as long as we have, you will eventually have your morals, your toughness, your character tested over the course of 20 years. How you react to it will mean you will change the trajectory of your life forever if you show up and you shoot somebody. I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, nah. It's the only good thing I can say is that we've had on a positive note, it hasn't touched us in New England yet that I'm aware of. I don't believe we've had anything even remotely close to anything like this that I'm aware of in New England. Throughout all the different people we talk to and that we know up and down this coast or this, in New England, whatever you want to consider it. We are on the coast, but whatever. I don't know if anything even remotely close to this happening. So on a positive note, we're not here yet in New England. But we also know, on the other hand, there's always copycat stuff that starts happening. And since we know that, we need to do a better job of trying to figure out how we can negate the behavior before it goes too far, like you were saying earlier. You know what I'm saying? What can we do to make sure we keep it out of New England?
And so that brings me to my
that's what we need where we're at. We need to figure out how this never gets to that point. Period. End of story.
Taking away from what's really important to you. Let me ask y'all something out there. I don't know if anybody's willing to be honest about this. I'm going to throw it out there. If you comment, I'll show it. How many of y'all coaches, license obviously, bring y'all license permit gun to y'all games? Or parents, how many of you guys bring your license gun to a game? You don't have to say it if you don't feel comfortable. I'm just wondering, for those that aren't scared to say, I'm just wondering how many of you guys do it. But let me talk about. If you agree or you speak on it, I'll share it. But let me say this.
Build on where you going with that. You about to get into where you going with that?
No, I will if anybody comment on it. But if nobody comments, no need to go down that rabbit hole. But let's talk about some solutions. So I put up JB. I think it's your nephew. He's licensed. He's a coach. He's never brought his once to a game. So let me tell you where I was going with it. I have a license, but I can't have it at school. So no, true. That's part of the rule. Cannot bring it or schools. But let me tell you why I asked, Tito. I'm just trying to figure out the mentality that we go into youth football games with. Now, let's assume a coach said I did bring my gun. It doesn't mean I think that he wants to do any ill will. What I'm saying is, think about the mentality of coaches Connecticut-wide. If we were involved in a sport in which we felt that we had to bring our registered gun to every game, that's a messed up environment. As licensed gun holders, if you feel you need to bring your gun to a youth event, maybe, just maybe you shouldn't go. Not that if you got it because you're licensed and it's in a car, you carry your light, cool. If you feel you need to bring it for safety, then you probably shouldn't go. Because anywhere you need a gun, licensed or unlicensed, you probably don't need to be at the event. Not that the event shouldn't be going on. You personally probably should remove yourself. Clearly, you don't feel comfortable. Clearly, you aren't comfortable going there without the protection of a gun. So you probably shouldn't go. That's where I was going before I give solutions.
Yeah, no, you know what? I agree. I agree because I've had this conversation with a couple other people close to me, and
that's exactly what I'm saying, Shamir.
I agree. Like I've never showed up to any of these things with anything outside of the people I'm with. And, you know, even if there was like, you know, underlying things like, I don't know, man. There's no place for a gun at a youth sporting event. I agree.
So I'm gonna ask everybody out there, what are some solutions? I'm gonna tell y'all what was the solution I had, and everybody was not agreeing with me, but I'm gonna say it publicly. So one thing I said, Tito, is I proposed to parents, what would happen if, let's say in Colorado, they started saying, you know what? No fans at games. Everybody out the stadium, we're allowing the coaches and the team moms that got background checks and these kids to play against each other. We will set up a camera on the sideline. Me and you talking about it. Set up a live stream, and we can't get $5 a person, but we'll get $5 a person per stream. You can watch the stream for the rest of the season. This is what our league is doing. And everybody got mad. Oh, how is it safer if the parents aren't there? This story is exactly why it's safer if you parents aren't there. Not you personally, but my question overall was this to all the parents out there. What if I could promise you 100% safety, and all you had to do was watch the game or the stream from your car or your home, but your son will play the game he loves and he will be 100% safe? I think if all else fell and we're unable to stop this stuff and it starts to get widespread, that's not a bad trade-off. I don't know what I would give for the safety of my children. I don't have football players. I love watching my daughter's track meet, but if they said, Phil, it's been too many shootings, so we're going to have a track meet, you get to sit in your car and watch it on the stream, my daughter would still do track, Tito, and I sit in the car and watch it if it meant that I knew my daughter was going to be safe. But when I put it on a thread, parents did not like that at all.
Well, I mean, just look what they're doing, for instance, in Waterbury. They moved those games to 3:30 in the afternoon on Fridays and 10 in the morning Saturday mornings, and I think that will kill some of the nonsense. I also think in New England, you know, not to get too far off, but I think we need to be more strategic on how we plan the games. Like, you know, a lot of the problems do happen with the 13 and 12-year-olds, all that. Play them dudes in the morning. Let's get them out there early. Let the babies play the afternoon. I think that would help keep some of the drama down too. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so everybody out there, when I say safety, I don't mean obviously. I cannot guarantee safety. Nobody can guarantee anything 100% in life. I'm speaking from a common sense point, right? Where it says it's safer instead of safety. It's safer to have the coaches and the kids only than to have the crowd on the same side barking at each other. It's like the meme I put up, right? Where the guy was like, break his effing leg. And homie like, yo, dog, that's my son you talking about. That won't even happen. They could do that in a car and beef on the stream, right? In the comments. So obviously I'm not talking about you can guarantee anything 100%. But if you look at the number of incidents that happen, even the scuffles on the field amongst coaches do not compare to what happens in the crowd, outside of the field, in the stands, on the way home, all of that stuff. So I guess I was saying it's safer. Obviously, I didn't mean 100%. You can always
nothing's 100% guaranteed.
You can't guarantee anything 100%. I think it'll be tough for parents in some organizations. Most parents have to bring their child to the games, home, away. Anyway, I don't think they'll be happy watching from the car or outside the gate. No, Larry, I agree with you. I don't think they'll be happy, but this isn't about happiness. It's about safety.
Solution.
So in my mind, I was saying, look, and look, this isn't ideal. I'm not saying the Hurricanes or Central or Pop Warner is going to this. I was just throwing out, what would this be a solution other than shutting the league down? I'm open to some ideas. Look, we don't have to come up with the solution. It's not.
Listen, once again,
I was just throwing out a solution.
I want to put a disclaimer. We have yet to have anything remotely close to this happen in New England that I'm aware of. I'm disclaiming I'm not the super historian with this stuff, but I don't remember a situation anywhere in my 23 years. You know, this is our 23rd year, Phil, of doing this. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You know, we both started the same year.
Yep.
You know, we're closing in on 25 years of being in this racket, but I can't tell you a situation in them 23 years, and you know, we got reach up and down the coast, like where anything remotely close has happened to this, like this in New England. So again, I'm just stating we're trying to stay ahead of the curve and figure out what we need to do to prevent this from happening in New England, because we're talking about it now. We're putting it out there. We can't let it get there. We can't let it get there. We can't let it get there because you know out here they will take away us. They will take the ability for us away from us to play. Like, we can't have anything like this happen out here.
Hey, Dennis, that's not true. Schools are public property, but it's not true that you can't prevent people from going on school property. That's not true. You 100% absolutely can prevent people from going on school property. That's not true. I mean, there's people that's banned from school properties right now. No, again, I was just throwing it out as a solution, trying to brainstorm and start some conversation, y'all. That's all.
Look, hold on. Look at this one. The timing of the game is.
This is actually my sister.
Who? Oh, Marty Mansfield?
Yep, that's my sister.
The timing of the game.
That's my sister. The timing of the game is crucial to the crowd you're going to have. Here in Ohio, we have games on Thursday evenings at times, but that's due to the lack of referees.
Yeah, the high schools run into that here in Connecticut too.
I've heard coaches screaming the same thing and team moms. Screaming what, Lozano? I might have passed over. Unfortunately, it boils down to what Tito has been saying. In order for someone to react to their toughness being tested, someone will first have to test their toughness. We have to stop provoking one another and just play ball.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree with that. If that's your point, I disagree with that. I disagree with, oh, well, you challenge my toughness, so now I got to show you. I disagree with that philosophy. If that's what he's saying,
No, I don't think that's what he's saying.
He
I
said
think what he's saying
for someone first to test their toughness. He said in order for someone to react to the toughness, someone have to first test their toughness. Here's the problem.
Yeah, but he's saying we just have to stop provoking one another. Period.
But it's not, but you don't get to decide that I'm provoking you. I may go, man, y'all sorry. You might feel like, man, who you talking to, bro? That might be a provoking thing to you. When all I'm saying is, yo, bro, I'm just saying y'all sorry. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to shoot at you. I just don't think you got a good football team. So that's a slippery slope to say I'm provoking you. That's all I'm saying. Look, see that right there for me is the problem with our community. Too many times we want to take the onus off of self-control, and I'm putting it on Tito. Tito, stop provoking me to shoot you. Stop provoking me to slap you upside your face, bro. You're disrespecting me. When I can look at you and go, you know what? It's all good, bro. I'm going to walk away. I might feel like a punk. But listen, the internal struggle of those is that internal struggle of your ego and your toughness. That's the hardest thing for a man. Y'all men know it is. It's the hardest thing to look at somebody knowing you can smash them on the spot, knowing you could really do what you want to do, and you'll probably win, and let them say what they want to say and walk away and let them feel like they got that over on you.
But we also should understand that we're all adults, and we all adults should understand consequences, period.
True, Gil.
There have been some close calls. What are you talking about? We've heard.
No, close calls and the shooting stuff, like getting it back and forth, and there has been some.
Where have we had?
Back in the day, the Boston Raiders used to have EU 8U team play last, and it used to be packed. That's a financial thing. I mentioned.
Yeah,
that.
Of course.
Another thing we do in Ohio is security.
People come out to see the babies.
Security check, just like you go through the airport to get in football games. Wow. And secondly, another school separated fans where you can't go onto the other side of the stadium nor come out. That is interesting. Yeah. You can't even, that's an interesting concept. Now, let's think about it. If you're on the home side and you enter on the home side, you can't even go to the away side. Because let's be honest, Tito, what's your purpose of going over there? What's your purpose of going over there?
There's one concession stand. But I'm saying there's one concession stand. You could get some mix in the crowd.
If you're renting a place out, you can 100% kick out and whoever you want. That's true. Saying things like break his leg, coaches telling kids to punch, etc., crazy stuff. It don't be the parents. It be coaches and team moms acting crazy and saying crazy stuff too, or people on the sideline. That's true. At that point, a person shouldn't even be coaching. I mean, if you screaming break his leg, football players don't even know how to break legs. I mean, they barely know how to tackle. So, like, you run up a kid and say, hey, go break his leg. Go, how I do that? Like, that's crazy to me. I'm sure a lot of us coaches have squashed some beefs that we know that could have turned deadly. 100%. And that's my point, Gil, is absolutely. a lot more pride has to be swallowed. Because of social media, right? Social media will get under you and emotionally tell you that you got beef with somebody that's just trolling you and having fun. It's the truth. Social media will make you think you got beef and you see somebody and they was just trolling you and having fun. That's still a learning curve for a lot of people. Fans should be separated opposite sides. I still think one of the things not all venues have the luxury. It's sadly damn near impossible to prevent uncontrollable. I'm at a field where I can't control that. I don't have two sides. I wish to God Andy Fisher had two sides. I wish to God Andy Fisher had two sides. I even thought about one time letting all the Hartford parents on the field and making all the away people sit in the stands. I thought about that, swear to God. All the Harvard fans, y'all get to come on the field, rope it. All the fans get sit in the stands, but that's not a good way either because the fans, the opposing team will have a better view than the Hartford fans. Fans should be separate, yeah. And Mark said adults are destroying kids. So Tito, solutions. That was my solution. I'm not saying it's right. I was just saying, listen, If it becomes uncontrollable, like
Listen,
this thing.
I also believe at this point, organizations need to take into consideration putting social media gags on people that are involved with your organization. You know what I mean? Like to stop some of the banter back and forth between opposing sides. Social media has put our space in a place where it's caused a lot of problems and unnecessary drama because when you're on social media, or you even texting texts and shooting at each other over threads, your points get lost in translation. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for to think somebody shooting at you when you're reading words, depending where you're at in your mind frame and how you're taking it. You get what I'm saying?
Demeter said, I absolutely
where you're taking it.
That's true. No, listen, I agree. I think, again, because everybody don't know how
organizations need to look into. Well, you shouldn't be. We talked about this the other day. It's true. Some people don't ever post. What is the point in you posting the score of a game? Like, I can see if you're bigging up your organization, but it should be big. It should be enough for like, okay, we played today. 5 of our teams won, 2 of ours lost. You shouldn't be putting up that everybody got blanked and with the donuts and the eyes and all that crazy shit. People could take that the wrong way. That's something that could be avoided. You know what I'm saying? Like, have some etiquette about it. Have some level of professionalism about it.
But when it's unprofessional, even when the person's unprofessional, and this go back what I was saying to LJ's comment, it's still incumbent upon the person that's seen that comment to be an adult and say, you know what? Have at it. You beat me 52, 50, 62 to 0. I'm going to just go my way. You go your way. I'm not going to deal with you. If that's the type of person you want to be online, I ain't going to beef with you. I ain't going to approach you. I ain't going to say, yo, why you do that? Yo, that's some sucker. I'm going to just politely let you have that space. I'm going to keep my peace and I'm going to go my own way. That's self-control. And offloading your self-control to someone else, citing they're provoking you, ain't never worked in a court of law when it was time to get life. Ain't never worked. Ain't nobody was able to go, man, Your Honor, he provoked me to kill him. It never worked. Now you got this person who just shot somebody at a youth football game. He has changed. He's going to jail probably for the rest of his life or her life when they get caught. Forever. And they're going to sit in that cell, probably in their 20s, for the next 40, 50 years. And you know what they're going to be saying? Damn, I wish I didn't do it. Yo, I saw a meme that said, if you think you're ready to go and you bought that life, go in the bathroom and stay in there for 24 hours, then come out and see if you think you can do that for the next 30 years.
23-hour lockdown, yeah.
You can put your team on the bleacher side and have opposing parents on the far side with their team. But I'm sure keeping your kids on the far side prevents distractions from parents. True. Well, what happens in a crowd has nothing to do with, and I think, Rodney, if you're talking about the Annie, what happens in a crowd has nothing to do with the kids on the field. Always at Annie, the football games and the kids and the coaches on the field has always been good. It's been the crowd on the crowd. If anything, any talk can go back and forth. It's crowd on crowd. So that's why I only want people inside the gate, coaches, and whatever, Tito, because my duty is to keep the coaches and the kids and the people that's in youth football safe. My hope is that the crowd is respectful of that, of my commitment to these children, which is to keep them safe. So that's why they're inside the fence, and I don't just let everybody inside my fence. So when you show up to Annie Fisher, if you don't coach, you're not a team mom, go in the stands. Sit up at the top of the hill and chill. Don't come into the fence. We don't need the ruckus inside the fence. Let the kids play football. Anyway, I mean, that's my solution. I know they may not like it, but Tito, let's talk about our next topic. I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, I mean,
this might get
for some reason, For some reason, we have trouble policing each other every time we're put together to try to do something in New England. Somehow, some way, it never manages to work out. And I believe a lot of it has to do with, how we're programmed. We're programmed to shoot each other down, and we see it all the time, even in this space that's supposed to be a volunteer space. Where you wouldn't think egos and people is driven more, where this thing wouldn't go, where this would be a place where it wouldn't happen, and it happens all the time, especially when they put us to work together. For some reason, it can never work out. It never works out for whatever reason. It doesn't work out, and things implode, and it happens fast. It happens fast. It's an ongoing issue, and I don't know. I don't think it could be done. I'm giving up on the fact
that people know what we're talking about.
I'm giving up on the fact that we can work with each other in the manner that we need to make things work for the betterment of all the urban communities involved in the football space.
I want to add context to what we're talking about with this topic before we go deeper. We're talking about in the youth football realm, it seemed like whenever you have minority, for the most part, it's not true everywhere, but for the most part, if you look at, let's take New England, when you have minorities leading minorities via leagues, etc., they seem to always have problems, fail, there's some infighting. When you don't have minorities leading minorities, they seem to, percentage-wise, just look at what's going on, they seem to thrive a little bit more. And so we're asking the question, or we're discussing, why is it that we see leagues oftentimes be more successful when we don't have minorities leading minorities? That's the context. Let's put it up. Barrow said, Phil, I've been involved in Pop One over 30 years. My opinion is some parents and kids have an entitlement syndrome. We tackled that before, Tito. I think you tackled that last week. We have to get those people out of the program. Also put a social media rule in place for our leagues. Entitlement parents, you can't get out, unfortunately. Can't get them out, Tito. You've been talking about, me and you talk privately, we're not going to say names, that there's a subset of people you cannot wait till they're gone. Because you feel like it's entitled. The problem is they're training other parents how to be entitled. And
no, it's almost like a, how you call it, a cancer. You know what I'm saying? It started about 10 years ago, and it's still here. There's remnants of it still here, and it could be growing for all you know. But it's crazy. You even get these entitlement parents at 7-8U, where these people want to tell you where their kids should be playing. Like, if you don't know what you're looking at, like, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Jamal said it comes down what Tito always say, the undesirables who have the sport or the youth's best interest in mind or at heart.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, y'all know my saying. And I'm going to say it again. And I know I take so much slack for this. Youth football is not about the youth. It's not. It's a business. I'm not talking about my perspective. I'm telling you, I want y'all to think, and I'm going to put it in perspective for you. The biggest overused slogan in youth football is it's about the kids.
About the kids, yeah.
It's not about the kids from an insider. I'm telling you, it's not. It should be. The essence of it is about kids. It's no longer about kids. That's why if I don't play a certain kid, I can get slapped. I can get shot and killed if I don't give a kid a certain amount of time, because it's not about the kids. It's about your kid. Parents have joint programs strictly for self-motivating purposes. It can only be about the kids when you have a true desire to put a group of kids together, and those parents and those coaches wants to see the betterment of all. When you have what Barrows just said, entitlement, selfishness, when you have all of that, no coach or program can do. It's nothing you can do. I get to sign my son up and feel like he a dog. And if y'all don't play my son, then y'all suck. I'm talking junk to y'all. I'm going to make y'all season worse. I'm going to stand behind the fence, but I'm going to bark on y'all. I'm going to ask to meet with the coach every day. I'm going to make your life a living hell because I know my son is the next Emmitt Smith. I know he is. Look at him. He's built like a tank at 8 years old, and y'all haven't given him an opportunity to run the ball. That's the truth. It's not about sports. And so what does that do? It puts programs in a position to think more about business more and more and more as selfishness starts to grow, as people start to believe that I need to recruit all the top players and put them on one team to win. That's what that's what it is. The problem with that is those situations, you better win. Because when you lose, it will tear your program apart. And in a moment, you're going to feel good because you get to post videos, you get to laugh, you get to joke, you get to say, I'm 4-0, I'm 5-0. You get to feel good. But when you lose, since there's no dedication, there's no respect, and there's no trust, and you have built nothing with that team except y'all all know how to win together. Those type of teams don't know how to go through battles and fights and the bad times together because they don't care about each other. They care about the goal of winning only. You want it to be about kids, you got to care about more than just winning. You got to care about more than just winning. You have to care about, you have to actually probably get back to the essence where people go, I don't want to win, but I want to win in my own community in Amity. I don't want to win, but I want to win in Hartford. I don't want to win. I want to win with New London, where I'm from. That's the essence of caring about kids. But the problem is if you just want to win and people don't care about each other, then it don't become about the kids. Now, could you potentially get a situation where a group of kids come together and play? Of course you can, but they got to care about each other. The parents have to care. It can't be about them. The parents got to strip away the me. It can't be no entitlement and all of the stuff that Barrows was talking about. Those situations are very rare. Everybody cares when they win it. You see how people care when they lose. I've been on a team and been stacked, and then we lose, and everything unravels. But see, I've been here a long time, so I've seen everything. So I'm not afraid to admit that I've done some of the stuff that I now think that is not good. But that's how you learn in life, right? You go to a restaurant and you find out, I don't like this restaurant. I ain't going there no more. They food nasty. And so I've been through it enough to say, yeah, I did it. So nobody could ever call me out and go, well, Phil, you used to do it. Yes, I did. Didn't work for me. That's how I know it don't work. Because I've been there, dog. And that's why it's not about the kids. It's not about the kids because holistically it got to be about the kids. It can't be about the kids to only the organization. It got to be about the kids to the coaches. It got to be about the kids to the team moms. And it got to be about the kids to you parents out there watching. Not your kid, the kids. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, youth football, as you stated, is a business. And not only is it a business, it's a $25 billion business. So there's a lot of money involved with youth football. And the more money gets involved, the less it becomes about kids. Like, we all got to be realistic about that. You know.
Larry, I disagree, but I'll talk after Tito go.
To these days, to have a program with adequate equipment and you still don't charge nowhere near enough for what you're paying out for equipment, there has to be a level of business acumen that you're putting into your organization for it to sustain. So therefore, as much as we say that it's about the kids, yes, you try to make sure the kids have what they need, but it's very much a business first. And I think that's what you're getting at. I believe that's what you're saying.
What y'all think about the parents who force kids to play football even though you can't? That's illegal.
You're always going to deal with that as well.
Hey, Larry, let me tell you why I don't agree that, not from a coach's point of view, because a coach don't gain anything monetarily. There's a lot of coaches. I don't think you think. Let me say it like this. I don't want to call nobody, but there's a lot of coaches out there, Larry, who their social life is youth football. Their sexual life is youth football. Their public persona is being the greatest coach in youth football. That sometimes is more important than money. So there's a lot of coaches out there that if I'm going to lose, Larry, I forfeit. Now, you're not one of those coaches, so you don't even think in that realm. But there's a lot of coaches that won't play you because I can't go get blown out by 30. It's me. So I'm not showing up.
Yeah, no, that's a whole
and I only
that's
say
a whole different conversation because
I only say that to say that's the coach caring about his perception. Kids would play. There's no kid or no team that practice a whole week and want to forfeit because they can't win. That's a coach caring about his emotions. That's a coach caring about what's going to show on social media. That's a coach caring about more than just the game and the kids.
We're definitely in a day and age where if these cats feel they can't beat you, they not showing up. They not showing up. Like they just not showing up and there's no consequence. Now I know in your league there's consequences and some other league there's consequences, but there's leagues out there where there's no consequences for not showing up.
How do you run a league where you could just not show up? No fine, no. You just I can't beat you, so I'm just not going to show up,
bro. And it's what's crazy is this started years ago, and it's ravaging our community. The thought process. You can't beat them, don't show up. We're supposed to be teaching kids how to face adversity and overcoming adversity. But instead now people won't even show up to play the games. They won't even honor their schedule at the least bit.
I just think that when let's get back to the original question we were asking was, why do we always see a failure when we see, or not always, why is it a high percentage of failure? Let's read some of these comments. Leagues need to fine or suspend teams for not showing up or forfeiting. True. The money aspect is unavoidable. From perspective is moot point. Coaches literally use PTO daily, losing time with family, friends, and loved ones to volunteer. Sometimes they love to do isn't a business, in my humble opinion. Do something that they love to do isn't business. I agree. I don't disagree. I wasn't disagreeing with Larry that coaches are in this for the right reason, and maybe I read it. Maybe I read his comment wrong. I wasn't disagreeing that coaches don't get paid and they're not doing it, and they don't in fact lose money. I think we've covered that. I think that's true. I will say that I guess what my point to that, if he was talking about my point, I saw that comment after I was talking, so I associated him. I might have been wrong. What I was saying was that there's coaches that very much youth football means a lot more to them than money. And it's and those things are the reasons that makes it not about kids. And it's those other things, right? When the only women I could find and have a social life with and have relationships with is through youth football, then I'm a scratch, pill, punch, do everything I can to stay involved in the sport because that's my social life. When everybody I ever meet in life, if youth football went away, I guess the question I would ask is, as a coach, would you have friends, genuine friends, people you can go laugh with and youth football? If you quit youth football today and nobody in youth football talk to you, will you still have a social life? Now, it's okay to have, I got a lot of close friends through youth football, so I'm not saying that, but they would be, now that we're friends, I would rock with them if youth football went away today. There's a lot of people that don't have that, and so they scratch and claw and do everything they can to stay involved in the sport.
Right, and you always see them with new people, and they always got new people they're hanging around for a short period of time. Then they not hanging around no more. Like that's what you know. Right, you get what I'm saying? It's not the same circle of cats that's staying around them. You see them, they with this group. When this fizzles out, they get with this group. I think that's what.
Right, and what he just said, he's been off the sport, so they don't care about the sport. So is it about kids?
Right. There's some people that this is their social life, this is their business life, their dating life. There's no balance. There's no balance with them. Everything revolves around this one thing. I think that's the point we're trying to get at.
That's sad. I only joined for the kids of New Haven.
Well, listen, I'm not saying there's not people. We're not saying that there's not people out there doing it for the right reasons. We're not saying that. There's plenty of people. Listen, if you're involved in this thing, there's a part of you that is doing it for all the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing good work. We're not saying that. We're just saying about there's people, there's a segment of people out here that are misleading people as well, though. And that's all we're saying.
And I don't want to make it seem like if you knocked off a parent, or if you met a parent and married, or if you doing your thing with 9 parents, that doesn't mean you're not in it for the right reason. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. That's all. But anyway, what else, Tito? You got anything else?
Nope. Let's get to the rankings. We covered everything.
No. Top 10 plays of the week. Let's do it. Hey, there's some exciting plays. The number 1 play, Tito. I am super excited to play it. Let's get to this.
We're doing one first.
Nicoy Samuels, Boston Raiders 8U. Tito, he got a nice run. Look at this young man, Tito. On the reverse. Ooh. Here he come. Give the hezzy. Breaks to the outside. He's gone.
Housework.
Watch the hit by Dita. Watch this, Tito. Watch this. You see the kid stay down. He got up under him. Jalen Baskerville, Hartford 10U. Watch the run, Tito. You might have seen this in person. Maybe, maybe not. Let's watch it. There you go, the stiff arm. That's the second stiff arm. He gets the corner. This is against New Jersey. That was a good team, too. New Jersey was kind of good. And his brother, Chris Baskerville. His mom going to get mad. Renee, don't get mad at me. I always make that mistake at the banquet. Watch him. Watch him. Look at Chris. Drops back. He lets it go. 9. Good catch. That's the Hartford Hurricanes 11U, Tito. But let's keep going.
Yes, and those are siblings.
Watch this downfield pancake, Tito. Watch this. Watch this block. Is it right here? Watch it. Watch this young man. Oh,
wow.
Oh. Woo! Hey, look, we got somebody that appeared twice. This is detail. Watch the kickoff.
Who's he play for?
I don't know. I have no clue. Dog, that's crazy. That's crazy, Tito. Watch it. Kickoff return. Bridgeport Huskies, Tito. This young man broke like 90 tackles on his way. Like 90 tackles. He's going to the house. Bridgeport Huskies stand up. Look at that young man against the Hartford Wildcats. Oh, this is amazing. AV, watch this, y'all. AV Myers in the big game. Watch him. This kid is playing just like the Washington Commanders quarterback. He runs right. Watch this, Tito. Drops back. Rolls left. Stutter step. Drops back. And then throws a 60-yard touchdown pass. Not all in the air, but 60-yard touchdown pass.
Yep, that was what busted the game open right there.
Now, let me pause this real quick. I had this play and another play I'm gonna play as 1 and 2, but something came in my inbox and it got to be number 1. Y'all will understand. But this play right here might be one of the best plays of the year that I've seen. This kid from Springfield drops back, Tito. Watch this. Watch this move. He goes, he spins around, running left, stops on a dime, jump in the air, and sidearm a back throw. That's crazy. But the number 1 play this year on this weekend, and I got another play to play you that would have been in the top 10. Would have been one of the top 3 plays. This kid, Aiden Artis, number 7. 12U Milford Eagles, Tito. Look at this. Shout out to Milford and whoever they're playing. That might be Danbury. Shout out to Milford and Danbury. I want y'all to look at the joy on Milford. Look at him. Look at this. Yo, honestly, that's super dope. That's super dope. And this is the essence of it being about the kids. That's the essence of it being about the kids. But let me put a play that was on the top 10. And
that's dope.
Gotta give props because this right here is dynamite. So let me play the play that was on the top 2 plays. Hold on. Let me get it queued up. All right, here we go. Here we go. You ready? And this is our very own Queen of Youth Football. This is the Waterbury Knights. Shout out to Duke. Lil Duke, I believe. That's Bree's son. That's Bree's son.
Who was that? 99-yard pass touchdown?
That looked almost like a 100-yard pass. Let me see. He threw
99.
That
No, it's on the 98 yards.
97, 98 yards.
Yeah, 98 yards.
He threw that from deep in the end zone, in the air, 25 yards, and he ran 75 yards. 75 yards he ran after throwing it in the air. This is some amazing stuff. Top 10 plays of the week. Shout out to everybody that was in it. That was one of the top 2 plays. Then I got the Milford play. Then I said, I'm going to give, the young man and Bree's son special shout out at the end because I didn't want to knock anybody off. But that Milford play was really, really dope, Tito. To me, now that's what is when we say it's about the kids, that's what it's about. Because you have coaches that could have and probably would have said no to that event right there. But let's get to the rankings. Can we? Can we get to the rankings? Week 7 rankings. We are going to start with Bloomfield as the number 1 13U division team in all of New England, Tito. All of New England. But Division 1, they the number 1 team. Number 2, Bill Ricker. They will upset Malden. They got an upset victory over Malden. I think, did they? I don't know. But Bill Ricker remains number 2. At number 3, Tito, we're going with New Haven. They play Naugatuck this week. They'll roll. And at number 4, your Hartford Hurricanes. They was on a slide. They bounced back against New Jersey, but we all know who the Hurricanes got this week. They got West Row at the Big House. That is definitely one of the games of the week. West Row will be in the building. I mean, if you want big-time football, Tito, you got it. And you always know big-time games happen at the Big House. And so, games are happening at the Big House. For real. All right, 13U D2, the number 3 team, will emerge from Northern. I don't know who it is, but we'll find out. Number 2, I think is the Drake Middies. They told me it's Drake, not Dracket. Drake Middies versus Woolburn. I think this week Drake is going to beat them. That's no thing. West Haven, Tito, is coming into the Big House. Now, let me tell you something. I personally have knowledge that Coach Rick said that he's going to blow the Hurricanes out. He congratulated Westland for being a good team, but I'm going to stump a mud hole in Hartford. I ain't taking it easy on them. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to kill them, and I'm going to do everything I can to beat them. So
now everybody may know, obviously, there was a big crossover game last week between West Row and Lynn, with West Row getting the best of Lynn. So for people that are wondering what you're talking about, West Row knocked off Lynn, who was the
which AYF, might mean that the better 13U teams
who was last year's AYF 12, who was last year's AYF 12U regional champion.
Correct. All right, 12U Division 1 for all the marbles. Everybody asked for it. Everybody wanted it. Here you have it. The New Haven Steelers have been saying that they should be number 1. I have kept the Hartford Hurricanes number 1. New Haven this week at the Big House, Tito. Well, we have a big game. And it's the game of the week. You got this little rivalry starting to bubble. I guess you really can't call it a rivalry yet until Half beat Larry. But it's starting to bubble to be a little bit to seem like a rival. And so this thing is going to be a good game. New Haven versus the Hartford Hurricanes. Remember, Hartford versus West Row. New Haven versus Hartford at 12U. That's the 2 game of the weeks. All at the Big House. Shout out to the big house where the big games happen. All right, let's keep going. Obviously, number 1 versus number 2 in New Haven. You already know what's popping. Number 3, the New Britain Junior Canes is going to Windsor. I think 095 is coming along, and if the Junior Canes don't play well, they're going to lose to the 095 Warriors. Quote me on that, Tito. New Britain better play because the 095 is out there and they're lingering and they're trying to get better. I just want to tell you that. All right, 12U, Division 2. The number 3 team is the Windsor 095 Warriors, who's playing the Junior Canes. Let's see. They added some. Sam, you right. I think they had 2 teams though. I gotta check, Sam. I think you're right, Sam. Windsor 095. Oh, you're right. It might have been the good team, Sam. We got to talk about that. The Windsor 095 Warriors versus the Junior Canes. That's number 4. At number 3, we going with Seaconk. I don't know how to say the word, but Seaconk. Yes, number 3. At number 2, we going with Dayton Rehoboth out of Risma. Your number 1 12U team, Division 2 team in the region is the Manchester Red Hawks, and they will play Milford this week, and they will blow Milford out. 11U, Division 1. At number 4, you have your Hartford Hurricanes, Tito. And again, guess who they play? The number 1 team in New England. They got the New Haven Steelers. Again, game of the week, going down at the big house. That's 3 games of the week at the big house. We're cooking chicken, y'all. Do me a favor, though. Both sides. These kids have been playing football. The team moms and the coaches want to play football. Please come there with a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and peace. The games are 9-11, 1-3. There is no night games, which is great. Come in peace, please. Watch good football. There's good players on both sides, but somebody must win and somebody must lose. And here, parents, when you're overly emotional, I'm going to give you a reason not to. Ready? Look at me. Y'all looking? This game will not change the trajectory on this day for no team playing on the day. Not at 13, not at 12, and not at 11. Both programs will head on their path. They may possibly meet later. So please don't be overly emotional about a game that's meant to sharpen your steel. Please. It's not about you. It's about the kids. Remember, we love the slogan. Let's try to practice it. All right, let's keep going. At number 3, the New Britain Junior Canes got the Boston Raiders. The New Britain Junior Canes will blow the Boston Raiders out. That's easy. New Britain at 3. At number 2, we got the Everett Crimson Tide. Gold, they're playing Malden. Malden hasn't won a game all year. Everett's going to blow them out, Tito. And at number 1, we already said the New Haven Steelers. They just don't believe that there's anyone out there that could beat them. They won't say it to you. Not the head coach. Garrett will hide it. I know Garrett ain't going to hide it because Nate always talking about it. And Nate don't think nobody. Oh, Danbury beat the New Britain Junior Canes. I did not know that. Did you know Danbury beat the New Britain? 11U.
11? No.
Oh, we might have to look at your rankings.
No,
anyway,
Junior Canes, I just talked to them. I talked to their head coach this morning. They played Waterbury's 11U last week.
I don't know. He said that they might have been in early in the year, but we're going to find out. Anyways, New Haven just don't think there's nobody out there that could compete with them, but we're going to see. Hartford, you better stand up. Protect your house. Deshaun, the People's Champion, where you at? Let's go to Division 2. Division 2, 11U. Now, we and you talk, Tito. It's really nobody we can pinpoint that got the advantage at Division 2, 11U. This is the one level.
It's got to be somewhere. If I had to take a guess,
maybe it's a team out of Northern.
Manchester got to be Manchester 11's got to be somewhere in there from what I see.
So here's what I got. I got the Drake Middies Navy. They're playing Brookline this week. Brookline 3-2. I think Drake will beat them. I got Manchester this week. Manchester 11U is good. I got them at number 2. And at number 1, I got the Drake Middies Carolina team. So that's what I have coming up.
Now Drake is out of Northeastern, right? There's nothing else.
Drake is out of Northeast. Well, you got Northern. I don't know what's going on up in Northern though.
Well,
I don't know
Ansonia,
what's
one of
going
them
on.
dudes got to be good. Isn't the Ansonia team good at 11 over there?
Water Oak, I got word. Water Oak is 5-0. They're
5-0.
very good. They scored like 170 points and only got 14 put on them. So maybe we're gonna throw Water Oak going in there. Ansonia's 4-1. Maybe Ansonia could be next. Because I think Manchester lost. I think
Well, there you go. Those are the two teams. Those are the two teams. I'm pretty sure that Water Oak and Ansonia, the two teams out of Northern.
Right. Yep. And they'll be canceling each other out soon because championships is coming. All right, let's get on to Division 1 10U. Tito, at number 3, I'm going with the Danbury Trojans. I think they're the dark horse. This week they play Waterbury, which is the game of the week because Waterbury's number 2. So Danbury, Waterbury, Division 1, game of the week. I think Waterbury wants to bounce back from an upsetting loss, and I think a performance that they are not happy with against the New Britain Junior Canes. I'm not taking nothing the right way from Rodney. From what I heard, he will get the New Britain. But anyway, so that's the game of the week. Danbury, Waterbury, right down 84. Both of them right there. So this should be a good game. The New Britain Junior Canes is number 1. They got the Boston Raiders. That is not a matchup. They'll win big. 30, 40, something like that to 0. And to talk about Rodney Myers, I heard he beat Waterbury in every aspect of the game. After, if I'm not mistaken, I heard Tito, after having 3 turnovers, he still put up a big win. I want to shout out to the New Britain Junior Canes on the scene at 10U.
That definitely was. I mean, I believe that was an upset. That was an upset, but Rodney will tell you it was an upset. I'm pretty sure Rodney expected to win, but they look good. They look good. I was there, observed the whole thing.
Yo, so yeah, Drake it is disqualified.
So we already way past that. We'll fix it next week. We'll fix it next week.
All right, Division 2, 10U at number 3. We're going with West Haven. They got Manchester this week. I think West Haven will beat Manchester.
You put them over Edgewood, or you put West Haven at 3 or 1?
Number 3. I'm on number 3. West Haven. They got Manchester, who's number 4. I think it'll be a good game. Manchester scared me with their depth. That's the only reason. I think Manchester got dogs. I think you know that. They got a good staff, good coaching staff. They got knowledgeable coaching staff. They got some good players. I just think that they need more depth. If they had like 25 players, I think it'll be a little bit more of a dogfight. But the way West Haven play, they wear you out. They run downhill, they wear you out, and they play good defense. So I think it'll be tough. I give the edge to West Haven. At number 2, I'm going with the East Bay Warriors, Tito. I'm going with the East Bay Warriors. Just a heads up, Tito. Nobody don't know this, but East Bay gave up 6 points all year long. They're balling and they're undefeated. And nobody's been talking about them. East Bay, now you are noticed. I heard about you. I put you up there. And the number 1 team is still rolling like the Energizer Bunny. I don't see nobody. Look, so I've been getting clips from I'm hearing New Britain Junior Canes technically won over New Britain. What's the word? That's false. I've been getting clips from the Edgewood Eagles citing how good they are, and Tito, they are good.
They're always good though. For anybody don't know, Edgewood is
the team that they got at 10U.
Edgewood Eagles.
I saw a lot of 10U teams this year. I don't know. Obviously, we know if Alabama could lose to Vandy, anybody could lose, but they're going to be hard to beat for somebody in the
Over the last 20 years, the Edgewood Eagles have been a factor in New England, and whatever league they're in, they're always going to have teams down there at the stretch. Whatever division, whatever league, Edgewood's always going to have a team or two down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, we still have that debate about should they be,
they absolutely should be D1, but they're not. They don't offer D1 where they're at. I mean, it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. But anyway, let's get to it. 9U. All right, It's hard. Division 1 9U. It's hard. I only got the top 2. I got the top 3. I got Chelmsford at number 3 because everybody up in Northeast Mass Pop Warner is just beating each other. It's like hard. I'm watching the scores. I'm getting word back. They're just beating each other. But Bill Ricker, I believe, upset Chelmsford. Am I right out there, y'all? Bill Ricker upsets Chelmsford. So they beat Chelmsford 20-6. So I got Bill Ricker as number 2, and they took a loss as well. I think all of them are 4-1. And then I got the Hartford Hurricanes number 1, who have the New Britain Junior Canes this week. Another, to me, big game. There we go. I was looking for the man himself. Nick said, yes, you're right. So think about that. You have Bill Ricker beating Chelmsford. I think Chelmsford beat Lawrence. And who beat Bill Ricker? Was it Lawrence? Like, it's crazy up there. Either way, yes, Chelmsford, his godson plays on that team. Yup. So Chelmsford is 4-1. And so, to me, Chelmsford and Bill Ricker is right there. And then I got the Hartford Hurricanes only because they're undefeated. But, so Lawrence beat them week 1. So, Lawrence beat Bill Ricker. So, Lawrence beat Bill Ricker beat Chelmsford, and Chelmsford beat Lawrence. I would love to be up there to watch their playoffs because whoever get the number 1 seed is going to be breathing a sigh of relief not to have to play the 2-3 game. Good luck out there, boppers. That's a reference from the Warriors. If y'all don't know the Warriors, that's it. All right, Division 2 9U. Tito, I got 2 teams. I'm going with Brookline JP, but they play Bill Ricker this week. See what I'm saying? That is some good football happening in Pop Warner out there. So that's the game of the week, by the way. Bill Ricker 9U versus Brookline 9U. That is the game of the week for me. That is your Division 2 number 2 team versus your Division 1 number 2 team. Number 2 versus number 2. Who's going to come out on top? I think they both got 1 loss. And the number 1 team plays Naugatuck this year. They'll blow them out. They have some of the most electrifying youth football players that I've seen at this level in the state. Stratford Renegades. That number 3 and number 8, they will give you nightmares.
21. I think 21 was the number.
I'm just saying, they got 21, but number 3 and number 8, those are nightmare play. Number 21, you're right. He was a dog too. They got the big boy in the interior of the line. His mother be walking up. Get him! He just busted through and slammed it.
Team, whoever bumps into them, if they get out Southern, who they got to deal with? Who they got to deal with out here?
We don't have a 9U in Central, a Division 2 9U in Central. So we're out the fray. Let me say that. But all right. So anyway, so we're gonna jump to 8U. Yes, we have 8U. Listen up. So the way I did 8U, Tito, I just did all divisions. I don't know really what's going on in 8U. These kids fresh off of 6U. But all I know, Tito, is I want to mention this: the Hamden Hurricanes and the Chicopee Braves are 2 of the best 8U teams I've seen. I saw Hamden play West Haven, and I saw Chicopee. Let me just say, those are 2 of the better 8U teams. This is the Clash of the Titans. This is a game of the week. If you want to watch young kids ball out, you need to be out in Hamden watching the Hamden Hurricanes play the Chicopee Braves. It's going to be dynamite. That is good youth football for week 7 throughout Pop Warner, throughout New England. That is good football. Coaches on both sides are locked in. They both want to play each other. Ain't nobody in Pop Warner going to duck the smoke, not show up, or nothing. Everybody's showing up this weekend to play games, and you should show up to one of these games and watch. It's just good football going out. We're going to have a peaceful weekend, and we're going to post Sunday night at 8. This was one of the best youth football weekends in New England all season. Shout out to everybody out there. Good games week 7 throughout New England, like Coach Myers said. If I had to rank 2 other teams, Tito, on the number 3 team in New England at 8U, I'd probably put the Boston Raiders in there. Somewhere in that mix. The Boston Raiders 8U team is good. One of their players was on the top 10. They're a really good, talented team. And yeah, so there you have your rankings for week 7. I'm excited, Tito. I'm excited to see the games. I'm excited that it's going to be just good football. We get to relax. And regardless of what happened this weekend, all this weekend is sharpening steel. Those that are looking for easier schedules and ducking smoke and complaining about schedules, the problem is they're having feel-good moments. Feel-good moments don't prepare you for the future. Feel-good moments make you feel good. And then before you know it, you're like, I'm going to Florida when I'm getting that flight. And then on Sunday, after a big game, you at home like, damn, yo, what happened? And you under the covers, you don't want to talk to nobody, the phone ringing, you're not answering that thing. When you lose that game in the playoffs or championship or regionals, you will be able to equate it back to your kids not playing big-time football. And this weekend in Pop Warner is big-time football. Let's see what the question is. At Division II, 13U Water Oak has to be talked about, okay? They are very, very good. They have the same running back that scored 3 touchdowns. That kid was nice. I was at the regional championship game, and this kid gave West Row all they could handle up in Northern. That is true. He's very dangerous. I haven't seen him, but I'm adding Water Oak into the mix. Division II, 13U. Let me see who I'm going to bump. Since Drake it out, Water Oak is in, Tito. There you go. There we go. West Row, Water Oak, and I don't really know who else. West Row, Water Oak, and I don't really know who else because I don't know who Northeast Mass Pop want to have out there that will compete with any of them. But anyway, that's good. Thank you for that information. What, Jerry? Jerry, what up? Phil, you buying Benjis? Listen, not Benjis. I got the spot, but we are getting the we definitely gonna have the. Hey, yo, just pick it up on your way, Barrels. I'll cash app you. I'll cash app you. But anyway, yes, Jerry.
That's our show. Let's go. Let's get off early tonight.
How y'all been, boss man? We been good, brother. Hey, listen up. I want to thank y'all for tapping into the show. I think this was a very good show. I need that 12U bet back. Hey, let's do it. What we bet, a pizza? On you, baby. We don't bet on children or money, but we will bet food because at the end of the day, food makes everybody happy. So I'll bet you a large half pepperoni, half cheese pizza. How about that, Nate? Let's do that. That'll be. Oh, let's bet Benji's. I love Jamaican food. Make sure I get my medium goat, rice and peas with my cabbage. That's all I want. Hey, thank y'all for tapping in. I think this was a good show. It was insightful. It was fun. It was lively. It was all those things. Next Wednesday, back in. We'll be at week 8. We'll be talking about playoffs and playoff brackets and what we looking like. I hope everybody out there are safe. Everybody enjoy the weekend. We talk about violence. We don't want any violence. You come to Hartford, say what up to your boy. I don't have a problem with none of y'all out there. I ain't beefing with none of y'all. I don't think about none of y'all. Ain't no problems with none of y'all. If somebody told you Phil don't like you, they lying. Don't let nobody tell you he said, she said, inbox me, they lying, okay? It's all love. I don't have time for negativity. I need positive vibes. So on that note, it's your boy PH, the Prez, Mr. Above 140, and Tito, you can bring him home.
Yeah, let's just remember, we haven't had nothing remotely close to anything that we're reading and hear about happening in New England. Let's try to stay ahead of that curve and keep our football community strong and vibrant and let these kids play these games and let them unfold how they're going to unfold. It ain't the end of the world. Somebody got to win. Somebody got to lose. Nothing's that serious. Peace to the guys in your earth. It's your boy, Coach Career, the General. 860 Army. Peace.
Hey, it's my old saying, and I always have to say it at least once a month because I think this is like one of the dopest slogans. If you out there and you're doing something for yourself and you're trying to build something, people don't believe in you and your friends not doing it for you, that's okay. Strangers are going to make you rich. It's okay that your friends don't support you because strangers will make you rich. Keep grinding. You got it. It's your boy PH, and we out. Peace. Love.